Jesus Christ. Hey everybody, Bat Tracy back again. Would you spend a day with Tim Allen WYSADWTA? And Bella's here. She might make noise. And God damn it, she made noise. She always does that as soon as I start talking. Bella, please be quiet. Okay, so I'm going to be doing another first time views and reviews. Got a whole bunch of movies to do today. And I will also say I just ate like a whole pot brownie and a half. So I'm pretty just gone right now. So this should be an entertaining video. I, for some reason, just cannot stop laughing. Oh my goodness. But here we go. Cue the music. Alright, so the first movie I got here is Surf Ninjas. This one I'd never seen before. So when I found it, I was pretty excited. I really wanted to see this one. I'm just all kinds of sorts of messed up right now. Alright, so yeah, it's got Ernie Reyes Jr., Rob Schneider, Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen right there. And Leslie Nielsen, it's weird too, he plays the bad guy in this. And he wears like a metal mask the whole time. Like, he doesn't really show his face very much. His dog hair. Okay, so yeah, basically this one's like Ernie Reyes Jr. and his brother. Don't know that actor's name. I don't know. But anyway, they find out that they are royalty. Like, okay, so first they love surfing, and Rob Schneider's character never goes in the water with them. He's always like, oh yeah, let's go surfing, but he never goes in the water. He can't surf. Anyway, the dad gets kidnapped. They find out that they're princes of some country, and they're like super rich and royalty. And so they go back to this country and have to learn like ninja stuff and basically stop Leslie Nielsen from doing evil. That was the worst review I've ever done, but that sums up the movie. I liked it though. I thought it was a pretty funny movie. I love shitty movies. That's kind of my thing. Alright, so this next movie is one that I've actually seen like tons of times. Multiple times. I used to watch this all the time as a kid growing up. I had it on VHS. This is Bella. She barks every time I talk to the camera. So... She also really hates being picked up. Alright, yeah, so like I said, this is a movie I've seen just tons of times. Like, we have it on VHS. I think I showed that off in a previous DVD/Blu-ray collection update. But, Swiss Family Robinson, I got the Blu-ray finally from the Disney Movie Club. It's actually an exclusive, it says right there. But, so I shouldn't be talking about this because I've seen this so many times. But I did want to bring it up because it was the first time I've seen it in probably, like, 10 years. Forgot just how good this movie is. Like, I love it so much, but it's so violent. It came out in I will say it's rated G, and it came out in the late 60s, I want to say. But it was so violent. Like, fucking people are getting eaten by tigers, and people are blowing up from bombs and stuff. People are falling off cliffs. Like, just crazy violent movie, but it was awesome. So, alright, the next one I got is Croc. This is part of the Maneater series. It's a bunch of movies that were on Sci-Fi Channel, or at least Sci-Fi Channel produced them or something. Not sure exactly what, but they're all Sci-Fi Channel movies, and they're all part of the same series. It's the Maneater series. There's a whole bunch of them. Like, there's a whole list. I got 3 of them now. I got Croc, Shark Swarm, and Wyvern. I haven't seen the last 2 that I mentioned. I just watched this one though. And this one, I love killer animal movies. They're some of my favorite horror films. Lake Placid being my favorite, and Deep Blue Sea is up there. I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm just spacing because I'm super stoned. But this one is actually pretty good. I mean, some of the special effects were super cheesy, and there's a scene straight out of Jaws, this one, where the chick's like swimming, and the gator grabs her from under the water and drags her through the water, and she's like flailing through the water. That's straight out of Jaws. But yeah, this was, I mean, it was a pretty good movie. It's not great or anything, but so it's basically like this guy, the actor's name is Michael Madsen. He is basically a crocodile trainer, hunter, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so he owns like a gator farm, and he does like gator shows and stuff, where, you know, like people stick their head in the mouth of a crocodile or whatever. But his like business is going under. He's losing all this money. He owes money to people, and so then there's like this giant croc that shows up. He's like 20 feet long or something, and basically just starts eating people. And then these two Asian dudes who are the bad guys. It's funny too because the one guy, he has braces, and so it's like this evil dude with braces, and he's so not intimidating in any way. It just made me laugh the entire time. Every time I saw him, he had braces, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so evil," and whatever, dude. You got braces on. But it's like they're trying to put this guy out of business. Michael Madsen's character. Basically, they can buy the land or something. They want all the land. Not really sure. It's basically like a Dukes of Hazzard type thing. But so they end up like releasing all the crocs he has in captivity, which are 3, and he ends up picking up 2 right away. And then all these people start dying from the big croc, and they're like, "Oh, it's your crocodiles are eating people." And he's like, "My crocs would never do that." And they're like, "Well, they did." And he's like, "They would never." And they were like, "Well, they did." And he's like, "Well, they would never." Anyway, so it turns out not to be his crocodiles, and they find out, oh, it's this big giant crocodile. So, you know, they have to hunt it down and kill it. And yeah, it's pretty much every other crocodile movie you've ever seen. But I like this one. I really like this one, actually. That's why I've been trying to get all the Maneater series ones, because I really want to watch them all. Except there's one about spiders. Fuck that. I'm not buying it. It'll never be in this collection. Arachnophobia is another movie that'll never be in this collection. The only one we have is Eight-Legged Freaks, and I love that movie. Because fucking David Arquette, that guy's great, so. Alright, next up is another one that I actually have seen before. I know, it's like, you're watching first-time views and reviews, and it's all this stuff that I've watched so many times. So this one, I feel like I've mentioned this one before. We used to have it on DVD back in the day, and I used to like it, so I picked it up on Blu-ray. And rewatched it again, and liked it just as much as I remembered. Like, I didn't remember all too much, but it's Home on the Range, and this one actually has the voice of Roseanne Barr. God damn it, I drop something every time. But Roseanne plays this cow right here. And there's a few other voices. I wish I knew the cast. I can't even look at my phone to... But, and so Roseanne plays this cow who's like a show cow. She's like super fat cow. She's a show cow. And her owner has to sell her farm and sell her. So she goes to a new farm and meets these 2 other cows. And she's like, "Oh, I'm a badass bitch because I'm like a show cow." And they're like, "Well, that's not cool because we were here first." And she's like, "Well, this is my town now." And it's basically this guy right here. He's like a criminal bandit type thing, trying to like steal buy people's farm. It's another movie about goddamn people buying people's land, but he wants to buy all the land to have a giant ranch or something. So he buys all these people's farms and all their cows and stuff. So these 3 cows go on a mission to fuck that guy up and stop him, and that's what they do. There's some actually pretty good music scenes in this one too. Like this guy's got a whole yodeling scene. It's pretty trippy. I imagine if you were on acid, that'd be pretty crazy. But I like this movie. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Alright, next up I actually got 2 Pauly Shore movies in a row. Both that I've never seen before. I'm a huge fan of Pauly Shore, if you guys don't know that. I really like his movies. Biodome being my favorite. And I really like In the Army Now, too. He was in 5 movies. At least 5 main movies. Biodome, In the Army Now, Jury Duty, Son-in-Law, and oh Jesus, I'm supposed to know movies. Encino Man, that's the 5th one. Encino Man, which one I still haven't watched that one yet. I know it's with Brendan Fraser's this first one. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting to it. I'll get to it. I love Pauly Shore. I gotta watch them, but I'm sorry. All right, so first up is Son-in-Law. I was surprised I'd actually never seen this one. Got it on DVD a while back, but just never got around to watching it. Finally did, and I really liked this one. I didn't like the beginning so much when it's a chick going to college for the first time, and you know it's really just setting up, and she's got that boyfriend from the farm, whatever, and it was just a lot of setup to get into it. But then once it got into it, and Pauly Shore's character Croc got introduced, the movie really started to pick up, and I thought it was really funny. I love Pauly Shore as the Weasel, you know, like his whole persona. I don't know why I've always thought it was funny, but I know a lot of people don't like it. But yeah, I thought this was a really good movie. So like Pauly Shore, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you have. Pauly Shore is like a city guy who goes to a farm and ends up because they fake. She wants to break up with her boyfriend, so they fake being engaged. And so basically he goes to the farm pretending to be their new son-in-law, and it's just him doing farm work, and he gets really good at it to the point where he wants to do farm work his whole life. I'm explaining things so terribly, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I like it. Like I said, I like dumb movies, so yeah, it was pretty good. All right, the next up got Pauly Shore's Dead. This is the documentary. It's not really a documentary. It's actually like a real movie that Pauly Shore directed. And so basically, it's like after Pauly Shore, you know, kind of slipped out of fame, because like I said, he was really only in 5 main movies that he's at least well known for, and so I guess you could call this his 6th, but I mean he's in other stuff, but those are just the 5. The ones that I mentioned are his main 5. But it's like, yeah, he made this basically like he's out of celebrityhood, so he was making this like parodying himself, to where the whole idea was that to become more famous, he was going to kill himself, like fake his death, so that people would like him more, and then he'd come back and be like, "Oh, I was just fucking with you." This is a pretty funny movie. There's tons of cameos. Like all these people are in it. Pauly Shore, Pam Anderson, Be Real, Tommy Chong, Carson Daly, Ellen, Andy Dick, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Fred Durst, Kurt Loder, Heidi Fleiss, Rico Suave, Adam Sandler, Hilton Sisters, Michael Madsen, he was in Croc. Bill Mayer, Chris Rock, Charlie Sheen, Mystery Shore, Tommy Lee, Tom Sizemore, Carrot Top, Vince Vaughn, Jerry Springer, Sam Kinison, Mark McGrath. Tons of people. Also Vince Vaughn, Jason Mewes, Corey Feldman. I mean, there's just tons of people in this movie, because it was made like a documentary style, where it was basically a real movie. But I thought this was pretty funny. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually ended up liking this one pretty well. Next up got Killing Hasselhoff. This movie was hilarious. I mean, oh my god, this was great. So I actually got this from Amazon the day it came out, and watched it the day I got it. And this was hilarious. This was one of the funniest movies I've seen in a really long time. It's basically Ken Jeong, or Jong. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, I could just Google it, I guess. I don't know how to say his last name. I always say Ken Jeong. I don't know if that's right, but basically he's like a nightclub owner, and he owes all this money to I don't know what he was. He's a guy who he's a bad guy, I guess. I don't know. You know, I don't know. He's a bookie, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, he owes like $200,000 to this guy, but he can't get the money, and so him and his friends, who the main friend is Jim Jeffries, and he's got Rise Darby's. Who's Rise Darby? I was like, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. I can't place where I know him. He plays Steve on the TV show Wrecked with Zach Krager. Love him in that. Loved him in this. He was great in this. He was really wacky. Played a guy who just basically his wife was cheating on him, and so he went to like a mental institution and just basically lost it. But it was pretty funny. But so like him and all his friends have a celebrity death pool where each year they pick a celebrity who they think's gonna die, and he picked David Hasselhoff, and like I think the death pool, nobody's ever won it, so it was up to like over $500,000 or something. And so basically he comes up with the plan to kill David Hasselhoff, and so basically the whole movie is him going all these different ways trying to figure out how to kill David Hasselhoff. In this movie, it was just hilarious. Also, the guy who played the bodyguard of the main bad guy in the movie is Steve from Legit, starring Jim Jeffries. So I thought that was pretty cool that they were both in this movie. And what's also really weird, it's a WWE Studios film. Like, I was like, what? WWE Studios did that? That's awesome. But yeah, and also John Lovitz plays like the manager of David Hasselhoff in this. But this was a really funny movie. David Hasselhoff totally just plays this outlandish character of himself, and he's so great in things like this where he just makes fun of himself. But like there's a scene where he's parachuting from an airplane, and he's just like, "You're really gonna let David Hasselhoff die on live TV? David Hasselhoff, that's how it's gonna go out." And it's just like all this just outlandish things with him. But this was a hilarious movie. Can't say enough how much I liked this one. You should definitely go check this out if you haven't. Well worth it. Really well worth it. Also includes deleted scenes on them. I watched all of those, and a lot of them are really funny also. This was just non-stop laughs. Like, it's just great. Loved it so much. Like, thumbs up. What you should do to this video. That was the best transition. Oh, jeez. Alright, next up got Chips. Got this on Blu-ray. This is the, it's a remake of the TV show with Eric Estrada, but it's written and directed by Dax Shepard, and it stars Dax Shepard, Michael Pena, and tons of other people. Rosa Salazar, Adam Brony's in it. Vincent D'Onofrio is the main baddie, which is, if you don't know, he's from Law and Order: Criminal Intent. That's, I think, where he really got popular. Then what I think launched him into the mainstream was playing Kingpin in Daredevil. That's just a great like character for him. But he's awesome in this also. But basically, so if you don't know, Michael Pena is an FBI agent, and he gets sent undercover to the Highway Patrol going after Vincent D'Onofrio's character. And basically, Dax Shepard plays John Baker, who's like a rookie cop. He's like a fucking just amazing motorcycle guy. And he used to be like an ex-motocross guy or something, but he's like broken all the bones in his body and all this crazy shit. But so yeah, he is a rookie cop, and he gets partnered with Ponch, and it's based on working together. Where they don't really trust each other first, and Ponch is kind of like, you know, just let me do my thing and just fuck off with all your shit. And John Baker, or Dax Shepard's character, is trying to make his marriage work out. His wife in the movie is, God, I can't remember her name. Yeah, his wife in this movie is actually played by Kristen Bell right there. But she's been cheating on him, and he's trying to make the marriage work, but it's just not working out. So, like, that's what he's trying to do, and he really wants to make it as a cop, because her dad was a cop, and so he just wants to prove himself, but, you know, it doesn't really work out for him all that well. But, you know, after they trust each other a while, you know, Ponch says, "Hey, I'm in the FBI, man. I'm trying to take this guy down." And they do it, man. They go after the guy, and they totally just... It's just awesome. And there's, like, really cool stunts in this, too. Like, all the driving scenes. I was reading a little bit more about this, and Dax Shepard's really into, like, motorcycles and cars and stuff. So he's, you know, knows shit about that stuff. And he films it really well, too. Like, like, Hit and Run was another one that he directed, where it's about cars. And he's just really great at this kind of stuff. I love his movies. Really hope he gets to make more movies in the future, because just everything he's done really has been great. I haven't seen Brothers Justice yet, but I think I've seen almost all his other movies that he's directed. I'm not sure, but yeah, this one was great. Like, really liked this one. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. Like, I was laughing nonstop. Just thought this was hilarious. But yeah, definitely check this one out if you haven't seen it, because this was great. So next one I got is Batman Unlimited Animal Instincts, and I wasn't sure what this is. I saw this at a pawn shop I stopped at, and you guys know I love Batman. Oh, hey, forgot I had that there. Saw it in the camera. Yeah, you guys know I love Batman. So I saw this and I was like, well, I have to get this, and I watched it with I didn't even know what any of this was. I read about it though. Batman Unlimited, I guess, was a toy series that was released, and then they made movies about it. I don't know. Well, this one is really good. Will Friedle from Boy Meets World, he's also Ron Stoppable. He voices Nightwing. Also, there's tons of people in this, too. Like, Batman's in it, the Penguin, Silverback, Cheetah, Killer Croc, Man-Bat, Green Arrow, Flash, Nightwing, and even Red Robin. But, so basically this was like, these animal, like android animals are attacking Gotham City, and Batman is trying to go after them. And it was really cool too. In the beginning of the movie, his suit was completely black with just the red bat symbol. It totally reminded me of the Batman Beyond suit. It looked awesome, which Will Friedle was in Batman Beyond as Terry McGinnis, so that was pretty cool. I thought it's like a little nod, but he does later switch into his new suit. It's supposed to be his stealth suit or something. They mentioned it in the movie, but I thought it was weird. I was like, his black suit would be more stealthy than this. This is like bright as fuck. But anyways, so yeah, like Batman's trying to stop these like animals, and they're not really sure what's going on. And then the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, shows up in Gotham City. He has like building the tallest building there is, and he's trying to flaunt his wealth and all this. And so it basically, Man Bat. I can't remember his human form's name. Dr. Langstrom. Dr. Langstrom. That sounds right. He basically made these animals to be like supposed to be like protectors or something of Gotham City, but really they're just doing crimes for the Penguin because Penguin reprogrammed them or something. But and then Dr. Langstrom, of course, does turn into Man Bat and attacks. But this movie was just really awesome. And if you don't know, The Flash is actually my second favorite superhero ever behind Batman. It's like Batman, then The Flash, and then probably Deadpool. I really love Deadpool. Everybody loves Deadpool, though. But, yeah, so it's pretty cool The Flash was in this. He was awesome in this. Super funny, and that's the Flash I like, where he's always cracking jokes and shit. I'm not a big fan of the Grant Gustin TV show series. I don't know what it is. I just didn't like it. But, yeah, this one was awesome. If you're a Batman fan or you like animated films or anything, definitely check this one out because this one was really good. I really liked it. All right, next up got Specials. This is written by James Gunn, directed by Craig Mazin, and actually James Gunn stars in this along with Sean Gunn. That's the reason I watched this. But it also has Rob Lowe, Jamie Kennedy, Thomas Hayden Church, Judy Greer's in it. Paget Brewster. She's from something, I think. Paget Brewster. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the main reason I watched this because it was written by James Gunn. This movie, surprisingly though, I didn't like it very much. I mean, it had some witty stuff and it was pretty funny, but just I don't know, it was kind of subpar. It's not James Gunn's best. So basically, it's about the Specials, who's a superhero team, and they all have these cool different powers and stuff. But this movie is not a superhero movie. It's basically about the superheroes in their normal day-to-day life and just what they do on their days off when they're not fighting crime. And it's pretty funny, like, just the things that they do and all this. And, like, Thomas Hayden Church takes himself super seriously, where he thinks, like, he's the son of God or he's been touched by God or something, and he has all these extraordinary powers, but really he can just shoot laser beams out of his hands. And then Rob Lowe plays, like, I think his name is the Weevil, and he's, like, the most popular superhero in the Specials group, and he's trying to, like, graduate to a new superhero group, because the Specials are the fourth most popular superhero team in the world. That's what it says at the beginning of the movie. But the more I talk about this, the more I'm actually liking it. But Jamie Kennedy, he plays like a blue guy who used to be a villain, but then he turned good after trying to like blow up the city or something. But I don't know, this was a pretty funny movie. And shout out James Gunn, he plays Minute Man, but everybody pronounces his name like Minute Man, but he's Minute Man because he shrinks. He's like the Atom or Ant-Man, like that's his power. And just, I think that it's hilarious. James Gunn, I love his acting, I love his writing, I love his directing, I just love the guy. But he was hilarious in this, and I'm actually going to cut to a scene from the movie. I hope it's loud enough, otherwise I will go back and re-record it. But I'm going to cut to that right now. It's a scene that James Gunn says in the movie, and is absolutely hilarious. It made me die laughing, so cut to that real quick.
The great thing about not getting the person that you love is that you can still think about that person and masturbate, which is essentially the same thing.
So isn't that pretty funny? I just love it. But yeah, this one, I don't know if it's worth your time. If you're a fan of James Gunn or you like really weird like movies, you can check this one out. I thought it was pretty funny, but not a huge fan of it, but I thought it was pretty funny. So Specials. If anyone cares, I got a new vape mod. Yeah, I'm going up in the world. I got the E-Leaf iStick Power. It goes up to 80 watts, I believe. I rock it at 51.3 watts. I got the Smock TFV8 Cloud Beast. On here I use the RBA. Get some pretty decent clouds out this thing. I'm super into vaping. I don't know if anyone else is. If you are into vaping, yeah, that's my setup. So the next movie I got here, the Belko Experiment. This was fucking phenomenal. Like, holy shit, this was great. It's written by James Gunn, directed by Craig McLean. But this movie was just fucking nuts, man. It was fucking nuts, but it was great. So, like, let me tell you the cast and everything first. Hold on. So, the cast, John Gallagher Jr. is in this. He plays the main character, Michael Milch, I want to say. Milch, I think it is. Tony Goldwyn's in this. Drea Arjona and John C. McGinley. John C. McGinley, as you know, he's Dr. Cox from Scrubs. Phenomenal. He was crazy nuts in this. Like, he was nuts. Melanie Diaz, Josh Brenner, and Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker, as you know, he's Yondu in Guardians. He was also in The Walking Dead. He's pretty good friends with James Gunn, I'm pretty sure, so I think that's why he was in this movie. He was pretty good in this movie, actually. He had a really small role. Wasn't in a whole lot of the movie, but he was really good in this. But so basically, the Belko Experiment, it's about these 80 American workers who work at the Belko Industries. It's a company that I don't really know what they do, but they're in Bogota, Colombia. And so these 80 people, when they start working at Belko, they get a tracer implanted in the back of their skull. And like when they get hired, they're like, yeah, you know, people go missing in Colombia. It's a dangerous place to live, so we have trackers so we can find you. And they're like, oh yeah, that's okay, I guess. Well, one day they go and they're army, like special forces, like armed gunmen shit, you know, are at the Belko. And everybody's like, you know, what's going on? This is weird. Well, all the local people, all the Colombians get sent home. So it's all just the 80 American workers that they have at Belko Industries. And they go to work that day. And, you know, their day's going normal. They're like, well, this is kind of weird. You know, everybody else is gone, but we're the only ones here. And they're like, you know, it's weird. But all of a sudden, all the fucking windows, like metal goes over the windows, just everything closes. And a voice comes over the PA and it's basically like, you know, it's sending all these things where, you know, they have to start killing each other. And they're like, you know, we're not going to do it. Then they kill some people. They use the tracers that are in their head and they turn into bombs, blow them up. It's kind of Suicide Squad-ish, but they... And so, you know, it's just them basically. It just goes fucking nuts, turns into a battle royale. Everybody's killing everybody. There's just tons of violent deaths. Someone uses a stapler. I won't say anything more about it. Like, this movie is incredible. And the tagline, Office Space meets Battle Royale, that's perfect tagline, because this movie is just nuts. It was a nuts movie. Definitely check this one out. I consider it a horror film, definitely. It's really gory. It's not very scary or anything. It's just super gory. It's awesome. Definitely check this one out, because it was honestly just phenomenal. It was nuts. It just blows your mind out. It was great. 2 thumbs way up. Check that one out. Great. Belko Experiment. Alright. Next up, got King of California with Michael Douglas, and Evan Rachel Wood. And it's directed by Mike Cahill, who I guess directed Sideways. Alright, so basically this one's like, Michael Douglas is Evan Rachel Wood's father. She's like 15 in this, I want to say. And he just got out of a mental institution for a few years and comes back into her life. And, you know, he basically finds out about this treasure that he thinks is buried underneath a Costco. And she's like, you're nuts. You're fucking nuts. Like, you just got out of a mental institution. You're nuts. It's delusions. And he's like, no, it's not. It's real. And he shows her all this proof where he deducts codes out of books and all these, like, journals from this philosopher and traveler and stuff. And she's like, all right, maybe you're serious. Maybe this could be real. So they go after it, basically, and they have this whole plan where they break into a Costco and have to drill into the floor and everything. And it's just a really good movie. Like, I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but it's crazy. And the ending, won't spoil it, the ending is ridiculously just weird and crazy. And it's totally different from anything else in the movie, and it'll totally just blow you away because it's crazy. But, yeah, I really recommend this one. This was a really good movie, actually. Really liked it. So, King of California, check that one out. God, I just noticed, dude, I'm wearing the same shirt as I did the last First Time Views and Reviews. Everybody's going to think this is the only shirt I wear. I just realized I'm wearing the same shirt that I did in the previous First Time Views and Reviews. Also in DVD Blu-ray collection update number 16. Also probably a ton of other videos. I feel like if this is the only shirt I ever wear, I own other shirts, I swear. It's just, it happens to be a really nice shirt. Yeah. But, last up, got It's Pat the movie. Shout out to Cool Duder, Sean C. Phillips. He always talks about this movie. It really made me look for it. I've been looking for this on DVD for a long time because I really want to watch it. I love all the old SNL movies. My favorite being, well, apart from the Wayne's Worlds, my favorite is Stuart Saves His Family. I absolutely love that movie. I don't have that on DVD yet, Stuart Saves His Family. That's a really hard one to find. I can't find that anywhere. But I absolutely love that movie. It's probably my favorite of the SNL, apart from the Wayne's World, because nothing can top Wayne's World. But I just love that movie so much. If you've seen it, you know it's ridiculous, but I love it. So It's Pat. Yeah, as I was saying, Cool Duder talks about this one all the time, so I really was looking for it. Finally got it and watched it. And if you don't know, I'm trying to think of who plays it. Julia Sweeney. She's from SNL. She plays Pat. And so Pat's basically androgynous, so you don't know Pat's gender at all. It could be male, it could be female. We don't know. You don't know. But this movie is totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. I thought it was really funny, but I totally understand why people hate this movie. It does have 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's basically Julia Sweeney plays Pat, as I said, is androgynous, and she has these new neighbors that move in the apartment next to her or whatever, and it's this married couple. The guy's name is Kyle, and they don't know what gender Pat is, so he just starts obsessing over Pat, and he needs to know what Pat's gender is. He's fucking freaking out, and Pat ends up meeting Chris, who's another androgynous character. You don't know if it's male or female, and they start a relationship, but Chris is played by Dave Foley, and so they start a relationship, and then Kyle just goes even more insane, because it's like, you don't know who's who, you don't know what's what, and they get engaged, then they end up breaking that off, because Pat's just a ridiculous character, but like, even goes so far as like, Kyle breaks into her house and steals her laptop to read her diary, and she's like, well, my password's in the dictionary, so he goes through every single word in the dictionary to find the password. Just obsesses over his gender, or Pat's gender. Shouldn't have said his. I will get into, but and there's even a scene where like Pat is pantsed and Kyle misses it. Everybody else sees it, but Kyle misses it, so it's like, just he obsesses over it, and it's crazy. But the main thing I want to talk about is, if you've seen this movie, which I'm sure not a lot of people have, maybe a lot of people have, I don't know. But if you've seen this movie and you watch this, comment down below what gender you think Pat is. I, for most of the movie, was leaning towards Pat being female and Chris being the male of their whole androgynous relationship. But I think that might have been because Dave Foley, being male, played Chris, and Julie Sweeney played Pat, being female. I don't know, but just that's how I was viewing their relationship and everything, with their genders and everything. I really don't know, though. I'm curious to get your opinion on this. So, yeah, comment down below what you think it is, because, like I said, I'm really curious. I've been thinking about this since the day I watched it, honestly, just rolling around in my head, and I'm starting to feel like Kyle a little bit. But I was even thinking about watching this again, just because I'm like, man, I gotta find out. I don't know, but, yeah. So, that's all the time we have here for First Time Views and Reviews. There was tons of movies in this episode, more than any other episode, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you liked this, give me a thumbs up down below. Like, I really appreciate it. Just let me know to keep making YouTube videos, and yeah, have fun, because this is fun for me. I love doing it. Also comment down below. Like I said, I really am curious your opinion on Pat's gender, from It's Pat. So comment down below. And make sure you subscribe. It really means a lot to us. We post daily videos here at WYSADWTA. On Mondays, Pat has his CD collection updates. Then on Tuesdays, I have the DVD Blu-ray collection update. Wednesdays will be for first-time views and reviews, bi-monthly, 2-month, maybe even 3-month. It's just however, whenever I film them. But those will be on Wednesdays. Otherwise, something else will be on Wednesday. We're not, we film other stuff too. That gets released occasionally. Thursdays is something. I don't know. There's a whole schedule on our page. You can go. We do gaming videos, movie reviews, all types of stuff. Podcast. We haven't been doing the podcast recently. We're kind of on hiatus just because Pat lost his apartment. We don't really have a place to film. So that's been on hiatus, but that's fine. Nobody watches our podcast anyways. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. So make sure you subscribe. Always click that notification bell. Just lets you know. Like I said, daily uploads. We always got WYSADWTA bullshit. That's a thing we do. Where it's just stupid stuff. The most recent one being Star Trek. That one's pretty funny. It's got Lex in it. His are usually pretty funny. But yeah, check out our channel. Subscribe if you like it. We're trying to build up. That's all I gotta say. I'm Pat Tracy. Why would you spend a day with Tim Allen? WYSADWTA?